So what's going on, guys? 3 o'clock, 3 p.m. over here, East Coast time. Trade deadline is today. Okay, the trade deadline is today. Figured I'd do some live coverage of it the last hour. Hopefully some crazy deals go down. I got my phone right here. Going to be constantly refreshing Twitter for you guys. And, hopefully some crazy news goes down. Okay, some crazy news goes down. So let me just see here. Also, some big moves have actually happened today as well. Golden Tate goes to Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, that was a huge move. That's a power move by the Philadelphia Eagles. By acquiring a guy who can go across the middle of the field. He's reliable. He has very good hands. This is a guy in Golden Tate who I believe gives the Philadelphia Eagles that extra dimension to the offense. Okay. Another quick move. And by the way, I know we got some people in the chat now. We got 35 people in the chat. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody in. Manny, Benjamin, Luke, what's going on? Adrian, Rover Sports, my dude. Go check him out on YouTube. Go give him some views and a sub. Entertainer Talking Sports, what's going on, man? Shout out to Dan, Captain, Dennis, Ethan, Jets Kingdom. What's going on, guys? Brendan Browder, what's good? Joe, what's going on, man? David, go Jets. All right, so we got 46 people in the chat. And basically what I was going to be doing for this hour was giving you guys some live trade deadline coverage. By the way, I hope the Wi-Fi is okay and you guys can hear me and see me okay. Let me actually hop off the Wi-Fi on my phone. Just going to be kind of going through Twitter, going through the internet, trying to find out if anybody gets traded over this last hour of the trade deadline. Today's the last day. It ends at 4 o'clock. We've already had some big trades go down. Golden Tate to the Eagles. We had another trade go down earlier. Demaryius Thomas to the Houston Texans, which I thought was a really interesting move. We saw Amari Cooper get dealt a few days back. And and by the way, if you guys have any breaking news, any trades or anything crazy like that, let me know in the chat and we'll talk about it. And if you guys have any questions about the New York Jets or any team or even college football, just feel free to ask away here. So let's check out this chat. My dude Manny Roman, he says Fowler, Shane Ray, and Bruce Irvin are available. Let's do this, Jets. Okay, so obviously the outside linebacker position for the New York Jets it's a question mark. Okay, we can't get after the passer. That's a specialty of Dante Fowler Jr. That's a specialty of Shane Ray. In regards to Bruce Irvin from the Oakland Raiders, I personally would not want him just because he's older, because he's more of a cap hit. I don't like his attitude right now for the Oakland Raiders team. I don't like what he said about, it's fine that, not verbatim, but he basically said, reading between the lines, that losing doesn't really matter. It's winning games. It's not really that important because I could go home and whatever. I have a lot of money and stuff like that. It just bothered me. Okay. It just bothered me. I don't want Bruce Irvin. I don't want an older player over 30. Shane Ray's 25. Okay. I believe he's 6'5", 245, 250 pounds. I like that size. He hasn't been as productive as you would want in a first round pick. He did have that one nice year back in 2016, I believe, with 8 sacks. Okay. So if we can get Shane Ray, I would love that. Oh, shout out to Shane Reimer. He actually donated $5 to the chat, and he asked the question, what do you think of the Colts offense this past week? They look really good, 125 yards rushing, 125 plus yards of rushing. So quick shout out to Shane. Go check out his YouTube channel. Dude, thanks so much, man. That's the first time anybody's ever donated money to me. I'm almost at a loss for words right now. That's insane. But to answer your question, Shane, Indianapolis Colts, very, very potent offense. Andrew Luck is putting up fantastic numbers this season. I personally would like to see the Indianapolis Colts go after a wide receiver. Ironically enough, I thought Golden Tate and Demaryius Thomas were perfect fits for Indianapolis for what Frank Reich wants to do. And they didn't make a move. They still can. Don't get me wrong. They still can go out and make a move, try to get another wide receiver in the building. But I think you got to get Andrew Luck some help. I like what this offensive line has done so far. You have guys like Costanzo at left tackle. You have Quentin Nelson, my favorite draft prospect from last year. first-round draft prospect, the left guard from Notre Dame. He brings attitude. He brings that violent, that aggressive nature to the Colts offensive line. I like what they're doing. You take a look back previously, they got Ryan Kelly back in 2016 at the center position. So I do like what the Colts I like the foundation right now of Indianapolis. I really do. You got a nice young running back tandem with Nyheim Hines, surprising pick, and Marlon Mack, a guy from USF who I watch a lot of at college. This Jets board has been giving me problems all day. So if it falls and smacks my head, don't be too alarmed. But the Indianapolis Colts offense, I really like it. They're still young. They're still growing. I do still believe that they need some help on the outside. I think you need that number one wide receiver. I really felt like Allen Robinson last season in the free agency market would have been a great pickup, but they just couldn't secure the deal. They couldn't secure the deal, and he went and signed with the Chicago Bears. Okay, and overall, bottom line is this: Frank Reich has the Colts offense playing well. Andrew Luck's throwing for a lot of yards. They're running the ball effectively. The offensive line play is there. I'm in love with the GM, Chris Ballard. He's a beast. He's a young mind. He's innovative. I like that. And then on the defense side of the football, you got guys like Malik Hooker, one of my favorite players in the league. You got guys like Darius Leonard stepping up, making his case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. They got a corner. The name's slipping my mind right now. Quincy Wilson from Florida. He's a beast. He's a guy. He's long. He's lanky. I like that. And he can play on the outside. So I know he struggled a little bit, but I'd stick with him. So that's kind of my overall thoughts on the Colts. So we got some questions coming in. SCI, the Warlord says, Jet Central, do you think that the Steelers will trade Bell since Connor's doing so well? If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm trading Le'Veon Bell. I'm trading him. What good is it to keep him? You can look at it like Pittsburgh. They're a great team. They're adding the best running back in the National Football League. If he's not the best, he's the second best behind Todd Gurley. You can ask that question. You could bring that argument to the table and sit there and say the best team in the league or one of the best teams in the league is getting one of the best players in the league. And he's, has no tread on the tires. He's fresh. He hasn't been hit at all this season. So you can say that and make one last playoff push. But the compensation that you could get for Le'Veon Bell, I think the Steelers should just do it. You should just ride with Connor. You should, say peace to Le'Veon Bell and get what you can, whether it's a second-round pick, whether it's a first-round pick. Because I think teams out there would take a flyer on Le'Veon Bell, myself included. If the Jets went out and traded for Le'Veon Bell in the next 50 minutes here, I would be ecstatic. I think Indianapolis needs a running back. I know you wouldn't trade in your own division, but maybe Baltimore too, Cleveland potentially. It wouldn't happen, but I don't know. They're just thoughts. So that's my thoughts on the Pittsburgh Steelers and Le'Veon Bell. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Oh, and here we go. Another donation here. Jay Hulex 3 donated $1.99. Dude, thank you so much, man. That's like this. That's honestly the second time this has ever kind of happened for me. I don't really go live that much. I want to do it more often though. We got 122 people in the chat, and quick shout out to everybody. Quick shout out to you, Jay. Go check out his YouTube channel. And he asks a question, or he makes a statement. The Jets need to get a pass rusher, fix the offense in the offseason. Jay, I totally agree with you. You got guys like my dude Manny brought up earlier, Bruce Irvin, Shane Ray, Dante Fowler Jr. all currently available. Jay, who do you want out of that crop? Okay, out of that crop of pass rushers, who would you prefer? Bruce Irvin's on the older end. I love Dante Fowler. I think he's violent. I think he's extremely fast off the line. And he's still young enough. He does have some off the field issues here, but bottom line is that Dante Fowler can get after the passer. And the cool or the ironic thing about both Shane Ray and Dante Fowler is that they have that mindset, that kind of, how do I say it? I don't want to say it's a mindset, but it's more of just that attitude where I think it fits in perfectly. It fits in perfectly with the New York Jets. Jamal Adams, Leo Williams, Darren Lee, just that young, I don't want to call it a millennial mindset, but just we're the underdog. And I think both Shane Ray and Dante Fowler both possess that. They're not going to back down. They're not going to lay down for any team, including New England, including Pittsburgh, the top dogs, the AFC. So we need a pass rusher. And I'm, for everybody in the chat right now, we got 125 people in it. I got Twitter open right here. I'm just constantly going to be scrolling throughout the stream, looking for trade deadline news. Hopefully the New York Jets make a move to acquire a guy like Shane Ray, to acquire a guy like Dante Fowler. Maybe we could add, it's a long shot, but a Le'Veon Bell, maybe a wide receiver, because Sam Darnold does need some help. And I apologize, this thing keeps falling. I know it's pretty funny, but we actually got some news right now. The Seattle Seahawks just released wide receiver Brandon Marshall, okay, ex-Jet. It's not really that impactful of a move, right? But Brandon Marshall, he hasn't really done much this season. It's unfortunate because I do like Brandon Marshall. I thought he's always been a really good Jet, or a really good player throughout his career, especially with the New York Jets. But I just felt as though he was kind of like the reason of his own demise, So I don't know. It's tough, and it sucks to see him get cut. But the Seahawks just parted ways with him. So let's see. The Entertainer Talking Sports. He donates $5. Dude, Chris, thank you so much, man. He's one of the best up-and-coming YouTubers on the tube, okay? He's a big Giant fan. I know he picked the wrong team, so don't kill him for that. But he's a Met fan. I actually do, I upload my pick videos with him every week. Great football mind. He knows what he's talking about, and he says, just want to show you some love, brother. One of the best dudes I know Keep up the great work, JC. Dude, thank you so much. Go check out his YouTube channel. Go sub him up. He's a great dude. He's a great YouTuber, and he knows his stuff. So let's see. Let's check out some of these comments right here. Goat says, what do you think about Kelvin Benjamin to the Jets? I would personally like Kelvin Benjamin to the Jets. He does have some drop problems. I loved him at Florida State, but he does have size. He wins at the 50-50 balls, which I like. And he's also pretty nimble for a big guy. He's almost like a big tight end on the outside, which I like. But the problem is that I don't think the Jets could trade for him because it's an in-division. The Bills and the Jets, they're rivals. The Bills aren't going to give a player up to help out a rival team. So my guess would be, if the Jets are interested in a guy like Kelvin Benjamin, I would say we'd have to sign him in the offseason. Okay, he is inconsistent as hell, but that rookie season he put together in Carolina was fantastic. Okay, it was fantastic. Okay, so let's see. We got some more questions in the chat. Anti-HHH says you should be GM. Talking to Jones. Let's see. Ronaldo Allen, quick shout out to him. He's always in all my I always see him in the comment section, always showing love. He's a great Jet fan. He's a true fan. So quick shout out to Ronaldo. Anthony, what's going on, man? JC, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Thanks for tuning in. Brendan, should the Jets go after DeSean Jackson? They need a fast wide receiver that could get open deep. I actually believe we have that in Robbie Anderson. I think that the chemistry between Sam Darnold and Robert and Anderson is only going to get better. I think with time, with practicing, with stacking game upon game, I think the connection, the chemistry will only get better between the two. So I wouldn't give up an asset for DeSean Jackson, especially a guy who he's a questionable locker room guy. You don't necessarily know what you're going to get from D-Jax. I do like D-Jax, so I just don't feel like his best fit would be with the New York Jets. Rover Sports, my dude, one of my best friends, Spencer from Rover Sports. He donates $5. Dude, thank you so much, man. It truly means the world to me. And I'm almost at a loss for words, but he says, who's your favorite GM? Les Snead, Howie, Ballard? My favorite GM in the league. I love Chris Ballard from Indianapolis. I really do. I love John Lynch from San Francisco because he'll stick his neck out there. He'll make that trade. He'll make that move that everybody's afraid to make. He'll make the call. I remember he called last year to the New England Patriots asking about Tom Brady. Okay, so this guy wants to win games. I like Mike McCagnon too. I just feel like he's missed on a couple mid to late round or a lot of mid to late round picks. But I would probably say John Lynch, Chris Ballard are probably my top two guys. So yeah, Rover Sports, go check out his channel. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's another Giant fan, but he also covers a lot of the quarterbacks, young quarterbacks. Also does a lot of coverage with the San Francisco 49ers. So the Niner Nation, they love him. Go check out his channel. And Spencer, thanks again. So let's see. Checking out some more comments here. We got 187 people in the chat right now. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And, I appreciate everybody sticking around for this last hour of the trade deadline. It's kind of unfortunate. Kind of unfortunate that the Jets haven't made a move yet, if they will at all. But I want to give a quick shout out to my guy, Sack Exchange 929 on Twitter. We're always talking back and forth, talking Jets football. He's definitely a big supporter of the channel. He watches a lot of the videos. He's always in the comment section. So quick shout out to him. He gave me a little, he tweeted to me just now on Twitter. So quick shout out, man. Thanks for tuning in. So let's see. GOAT. Michael, Crazy Dog 99. Go check out his channel. He's diehard Brown fan. Just dropping some news. They say Ty Montgomery, the running back / wide receiver of the Green Bay Packers, is going to the Baltimore Ravens. This isn't confirmed, but we've had 3 people in the chat just say this back to back. A Woods 13. Ravens traded for Ty Montgomery. Let me check this out. I wonder what the Green Bay Packers got in return for him. I think Montgomery got a raw deal, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, he did blow the game, but to trade a player like that after one bad play, it's tough, and I feel for Ty Montgomery because he was getting a lot of hate by players, by coaches, by fans on Twitter, but he's going to Baltimore. The Baltimore Ravens do need running back help, so I do like that move. He also helps out of the backfield, which I like. He's a nice compliment to Alex Collins, formerly a Arkansas Razorback, one of my favorite running backs to ever come out. So yeah, good move by the Baltimore Ravens. I gotta say, good move. I wonder what the Packers are going to get back in return. And shout out to everybody that dropped that news in the comment section. And great job, guys. Great job. Okay, so another move that just went down. It's on the smaller end. It's not a trade, but the Buffalo Bills. I'm seeing that the Buffalo Bills right now are signing wide receiver Terrelle Pryor, former Jet. Okay, former Jet. I like Terrelle Pryor a lot. I think he is size. Let me just confirm this real quick. Terrelle Pryor is the guy who has size. He has speed, and he has pretty solid hands. But the thing is with Terrelle Pryor is that he can't necessarily separate. Okay, he can't separate from the corners. But at the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills are getting a guy with a big catch radius, which I think will help Josh Allen's development because people criticize Josh Allen's accuracy / ball location, ball placement. And so if you get a guy in the building like Terrelle Pryor, who, he could win at the 50-50 balls, he can win at the jump balls, he's a good red zone threat. By getting guys with big catch radiuses in the building, it will only help Josh Allen's development. So let's see. Shout out to Doug Lass. I mean, he's a big Jet fan. He's always in the chat. He's always in the comment section. He's not a fan of Todd Bowles at all. And, yeah, I know a lot of Jets fans are getting fed up with Todd Bowles. So, Doug, you make a lot of good points, my bro. Alexander V says, is Parker going to get traded? I assume you're probably talking about Devontae Parker, the wide receiver from the Miami Dolphins. I would doubt it. I read a report earlier that Adam Gase came out and said that we're not going to be trading. Devontae Parker. So I don't think so. I think they should. I think the Miami Dolphins, even though they have a pretty solid defense, I think this Miami Dolphins team should blow it up. Let's see. Wow, Jets Mets 21. This isn't confirmed, but this is what he's saying. 7th round pick in 2020 for Montgomery. That's just kind of like a slap in the face. It's kind of like they're just spitting in the face of Ty Montgomery because of the messed up play. That's barely any value at all. I think Montgomery got a raw end of the deal. I really think he did. Preston Williams says, do you think we should get a corner? I would target cornerback in the draft or in free agency. I don't necessarily think we should target one now, like today, as far as the trade deadline goes. But, I'm not 100% sold on our secondary. I love how young we are. The young guys in the building: Jamal Adams, Marcus May, Perry Nickerson. I like, but then you have older guys. Buster Screen, Trumaine Johnson. Obviously, Trumaine's going to be there for a while now, and he's playing good ball. And Morris Claiborne's actually having one of the best seasons of his career, in my opinion. So, I would say not yet. Let's address it in the offseason. Quick shout out to ARJL880. He donates $5 to the chat. Dude, thank you so much, man. freaking means the world to me. And he says, thanks for doing this live, bro. Should we go after a pass rusher, specifically a young one like Dante Fowler? Much love and go Jets. I would love it. I think we need to do this. I think you look at this New York Jets team, the leading sack guy, okay, the player with the most sacks on the Jets, it's tied between Leonard Williams with 3, and I believe it's Brandon Copeland with 3. That is not good. 3 sacks is not good to lead the team, especially 8 weeks into the season. So if the Jets have an opportunity to get a guy like Dante Fowler Jr., a guy like Shane Ray, younger players, athletic players, guys, former first-round picks that have high motors, that want to play the game of football, yes, they might have some off-the-field issues. I know Shane Ray had that one incident with the smoking weed thing and stuff before the draft, and that's why he fell. But if we could get guys with very high ceilings and we're not really giving up that many assets, I would do it. I don't see why we wouldn't. We have 2 third-round picks. Okay, we have 2 third-round picks, so we can make one of them expendable and try to acquire a guy like Dante Fowler Jr., a guy who's in his last year of his deal. So if we were to acquire this guy, I think that would not only be good for our team, it'd be good for our pass rush. It'd be good. It'd be a great depth move. And the minute we would acquire Dante Fowler, he would be an instant upgrade. He would be the best outside linebacker on the team. So we're upgrading in pretty much every facet of the defense, and we're getting we're getting a young player with a very high ceiling. It's not like we're getting a guy like Bruce Irvin who has already hit his ceiling. Okay, so I would try to acquire Dante Fowler Jr. I really want that to happen. And like I said, we got 230 people in the chat right now, and I got Twitter open right here, and I'm going to be constantly scrolling pretty much throughout Twitter, trying to find moves, trying to find the last second trades that go down. We got 48 minutes left, but before the deadline, and I'm really hoping that the Jets make a move. I hope they don't make a ill-advised move by making some unnecessary thing or getting kind of the cold feet of the trade deadline and wanting to be in the action. I hope we make a sophisticated move by acquiring a Shane Ray, a Dante Fowler Jr., somebody in that range. And I also think too, real quick, before I move on, if the New York Jets were to go out and acquire a guy like Dante Fowler, and I know I keep talking about him, but I really like him. I think he's a good speed rusher. He plays that Leo position where he's linebacker or defensive end. He could play with his hands in the dirt. He's a stand-up rusher. You could rush him to the interior, A gap, B gap, or you could send him on the outside. So Dante Fowler, very versatile player. I remember watching him at Florida, and I was impressed. And I thought that's who the New York Jets were going to get on draft night. And I thought Leonard Williams was going to go 3rd overall to the Jacksonville Jags. Obviously, they switched roles. Leo goes to the Jets, Fowler to the Jags. I like Fowler a lot. And another pro I think we would have, or that would be, I guess, arose about, forgetting Fowler, is that we would have the, one step up on the competition as far as signing him to a long-term deal. Okay, so if we were to sign this guy for a long-term deal, if we were to get this guy in the building before anybody else, we could start negotiating with him, maybe on a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal, which I think would be very beneficial, as opposed to letting him hit the free agent market. Now it becomes into a bidding war. The Patriots don't have that good of a pass rush. The Lions might want to move on or not pay Ziggy Ansah what he wants, so that could be a potential target. So it then turns into a bidding war. Okay, so yeah, we'd have to give up an asset and a draft pick, but bottom line is that we would have first dibs. Okay, we would have first dibs, and if we were to get Dante Fowler by giving up a draft pick, and he turns out to not be the answer, we wouldn't be locked into a long-term deal. So you can look at it either way. So let's see. Let's check it out. Quick shout out to Frankie E. He says, I love Jets. Dude, thank you so much, man. It means the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, all you guys are kind of confirming that the Ravens, Montgomery to the Baltimore Ravens in exchange for a 2020 7th-round pick is confirmed by Adam Schefter. That deal looks to be done. Okay, so the Baltimore Ravens are getting a solid running back who could help out in the pass game, and it's a tough break. It's a tough break for For Montgomery, I mean, you are going to a solid team in Baltimore. They have struggled over the past 2 weeks, but I think he's going to be a big asset over there in Baltimore. So I'm on Twitter right now, just scrolling through, and it's funny. I see all these Jets fans just tweeting, gotta get Dante, you gotta get Dante Fowler and stuff like that, and I would love that. Let's see. Isaac Roman, he donates $4.99 to the channel. He says, keep it up. Love the channel. Isaac, dude, thank you so much, man. It means the world to me. This channel means the world. Football, it's my favorite thing in the world. So, for anybody that has actually donated money to this channel, it's I'm almost at a loss for. It's just crazy to me. I mean, I don't know. It's just nuts. But Isaac, man, shout out to you. Go check out his YouTube channel and go sub him up. Appreciate that, bro. So let's see. We got 255 people in the chat, and I do apologize. I can't get to all of the questions because they're like bouncing. They're going too fast. So I'm trying to pick some out here and there. Let's see. Sal Pacino 7. He's coming in with a rumor. He says Melvin Ingram just tweeted about Peterson to LA. I'm assuming he's talking about the LA Chargers. What is going on? Dude, I haven't heard anything about that. Let me try to search it up a little bit. And yes, it is confirmed to the news before. Terrelle Pryor to the Buffalo Bills is a done deal, I believe reported by Adam Schefter. So the Jets ended up cutting this guy coming off the best game of his career. I don't know how I felt about that. They said it was an injury, but obviously, I mean, he's good to go in Buffalo. So, and I would assume he's going to pass the physical as well. So, very questionable stuff from New York's end, but it is what it is. What was I looking up before? Melvin Ingram. All right, let's check this out. Melvin Ingram, man, Melvin Ingram is a guy right now who is such a beast. He's such a good player for the LA Chargers. Okay, shout out to Crazy Dog 99. He just sent me the tweet. This is the tweet right here. It says P2 to LA with this emoji. I mean, is he getting everybody's hopes up? I don't know. Quick shout out to Crazy Dog 99. Go check out his channel. He's a diehard Brown fan. Thanks so much for sending me the update on Melvin Ingram. So the Warlord is coming back with another question. He says, what do you think of the Jets trading a second or a third round pick for Darius Slay, cornerback from Detroit? I love Darius Slay. I really do. He's a very good zone cornerback. I think he could help out the team. But the thing is I don't know if he fits the system. I don't know if he fits Todd Bowles' system right now. But it's up to Darius. I would like to see Darius in more of an expanded role where he almost follows the best wide receiver, more man-on-man situations. And to be quite honest with you, I don't necessarily know how much or how he's performed so far under Matt Patricia. But if the Lions are sellers, I would take a flyer on Slay because he's athletic. He's very, very good player in space. I like that. And whenever the ball's in front of him, whenever he has his back to, whenever he's in like a zone look, cover 3, cover 4, the dude's tremendous. Okay, the dude is a tremendous cornerback with great ball skills. And, I like Darius Slay a lot. I just don't know if he could do them if he's up to the task of playing that man-on-man role, following the best wide receiver. Not saying he would necessarily have to, but Darius Slay is just a guy I like. I think he's a hard-nosed guy. He's kind of like a pit bull out there, lunch pail type of player, and I like that. I think the Jets need more of those players. Let's see. Doug Lass says Leonard Williams for Fowler straight up. I personally would not do that just because Fowler's entering the last year of his deal. Leonard Williams, I think the point is, the bottom line is with Leonard Williams, has he underperformed? Yes, he's underperformed. But I think if you get Leonard Williams, a proven pass rusher or a threat on the outside, maybe a guy like Josh Allen from Kentucky in this upcoming draft, maybe a guy like Montez Sweat, Brian Burns, if we can get a player of that caliber to rush the passer, Leonard Williams, I don't think will be double teamed as much as he is. I don't think he is. Everybody looks at the numbers, the raw numbers, 3 sacks, that sucks, this and that. But he's playing from the interior of the defensive line in a 3-4 system. The outside linebackers have got to step up and rush the passer. If you have no pass rush on the outside in a 3-4 system, you can clog the middle of the field, double team Leonard Williams, put everybody else on islands, and be completely fine. So it's really frustrating to think about that because we don't have an outside linebacker. But hey, maybe that'll change in the next 30 minutes. I don't know. I hope. I hope. The Jets pull off something. So M Dizzle said he donates $9.99 to the channel, and he says much love from the Twin Cities. Go Pack, go! The Twin Cities. I'm assuming you're from Minnesota, but you're a Green Bay Packer fan in rival territory. You're kind of like myself. I'm a diehard Jet fan, obviously, living in Florida. Miami Dolphin territory. So I know your pain of growing up in a rival situation, and it just kind of makes you more invested in your own team. So, dude, thanks again, man. It freaking means the world. Never really thought of anything like that ever happening. So, dude, thanks so much. Let's see. Fat Matt is coming in with a comment, all caps. Come on, McCagnon, get us a wide receiver or pass rush. I'd have to agree with you, Matt. We got to do something here. If we stand pat, which I think we might do, I don't want to be, burst anybody's bubble here. I feel like we might stand pat. I'm waiting for one more, something for the New York Jets, but I would love a pass rusher. Chandler Jones, Dante Fowler, Shane Ray. I'm looking here. And it's funny too, because I've seen a few tweets by some insiders, right? Not like Scheffner or Rappaport, but I've seen guys, tweet out Shane Ray may be on the move. Dante Fowler, a lot of teams are being interested right now. So I'm hoping, that it could go down. So let's see. Doug Lass coming in with another comment. He says Jamie Collins is a high cap number. Jamie Collins is the guy who I like, who fits the 3-4 system that Todd Bowles likes to run. If we could get him from Cleveland, I would be all for that. I love Collins in New England. I didn't root for him. I loved his game. I respected his game. So yeah. Kid Blue RB27 is in the chat. What would you want for Odell Beckham? That's what he says. That's what he's bringing to the table here. He's a giant YouTuber. He's up and coming. Go check out his YouTube channel whenever you guys want. Great tuber. Dude knows what he's talking about. He covers the New York Giants. Again, he picked the wrong team in New York, but he asked the question, what would you want for Odell Beckham? I personally, as crazy as this might sound, I don't want Odell Beckham. I don't want the headache. I don't want the sideline shenanigans. Okay. I don't want like all the pish posh they brings. Just don't want it. Is he a great player? Yes. Is he the most talented wide receiver in the league? I would say yes. Is he the best wide receiver in the league? I would push back and say no. He's probably the 4th or 5th best behind. No, he's the 3rd best, I would say. Julio is still the best in my opinion. Then DeAndre Hopkins is number 2. I would put Odell in front of Antonio Brown because Antonio Brown, I think, could be a product of Ben Roethlisberger, because when you look at AB, when he doesn't play with Big Ben, the numbers are down. The involvement is down. Beckham, to me, is the 3rd best wide receiver in the league. It would be exciting, to say the least, but I don't want a guy coming in almost like the anti-Jamal Adams, where he's going to divide the locker room, not unite the locker room. I don't want that. I want guys that want to be Jets. I want guys that want to play ball. I want guys that are dedicated to, that are really committed. And I just feel as though OBJ's perspectives, I feel like his priorities might not be all there. I just want guys that are fully invested. So let's see. Trap edits. Shout out to him. He just commented in the chat. Jamal, talking about Jamal Adams, I'm assuming, just like a tweet revolving around Dante Fowler. Okay, so let's refresh Twitter for the millionth time today, and let's check out if there's any news here. Okay, and I'm seeing this right now. Josina Anderson from ESPN says, I'm told Bucs wide receiver DeSean Jackson has been told by the team that he will not be traded. Okay, so DeSean Jackson will not be on the move. Very interesting, to say the least. Tampa's such a weird case study. Tampa Bay, the Buccaneers are a team that I feel like I could do an hour video on them, talking about the pros, talking about the cons, and I don't know, maybe I could do that somewhere down the line. But that's just such a weird team. But yeah, okay. So a lot of people right now they're saying the buzz is real behind Jamal Adams liking the picture of Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler is actually a good buddy of Darren Lee. He's one of the best. Marcus May is actually one of his best friends. So he has chemistry there. The Jets need a pass rusher. We have the assets to go get him. We have the money to pay him. You are Jets, Mike McCagnon. Let's get this thing done. So quick shout out to Buffalo Tings. Buffalo Tings is in the chat. He donates $5 to the chat. Quick shout out to him. He's a good buddy of mine. He actually makes my thumbnails. All of my thumbnails for my videos, he's responsible for them. So all the credit goes to him. He hooks it up and he says, Miami thumbnails. Did I already do them? If not, there's no names on the list. Go Jets. Dude, don't even worry about it this week. I'll just recycle the ones I did from week 2. I believe it was Sam Darnold and Ryan Tannehill. But anyway, go check out his Instagram. His Instagram account is great. He's one of the up-and-coming graphic designers. So he does all my thumbnails. Quick shout out to him. Thanks for tuning in, man. Walt, what's going on, man? How you doing? Isaac Roman says Peterson to the Chargers. Yeah, I saw that rumor earlier. No. Oh, I'm getting oh my God. I'm seeing so many comments in the chat right now. I don't know. I haven't confirmed this just now. This isn't confirmed. This isn't confirmed just yet, but I'm seeing Nathan, Elijah, Saint Nick, all saying that Dante Fowler just got traded to the LA Rams. Oh, this is a guy I wanted, man. Dante Fowler's a guy I really wanted. But the LA Rams go out and make a freaking they make a power move acquiring Dante Fowler. Oh, I really wanted us to get him, man. I really thought that the Jets could have pulled this thing off. All right. Now it's going to be interesting. Okay, here's the compensation, though. Here's what the Jaguars are getting in compensation. They're getting a 2019 third rounder and a 2020 fifth rounder. Got to be honest with you. If I was Mike McCagnon, I would have pulled the trigger. I would have done that deal. I think it's worth it. So the LA Rams are getting a pass rusher. They're getting an outside linebacker, a very versatile player. Like I said before, he's the Leo position. He could play the linebacker. That's what the L stands for in Leo. He could play the N. That's what the E stands for in Leo. He could do it all. A true elephant on the defense. He could rush on the inside. He could rush from a stand-up position. He could rush from the outside. He could, have, be in a 3-point or have hands in the dirt and get after the passer. He has some off the field issues. He is entering the last year of his contract. That's why he was made as expendable by this Jaguars team. Was really hoping that the Jets could land him, but LA Rams snag him. And JHU Lax 3 says the Rams don't value their draft picks. That's true. I mean, you see the Rams just throwing away picks left and right. I don't necessarily like that. I like what the Raiders are doing. I like getting picks, building for the future. I don't like just saying, all right, we'll just give you all the, just give you just picks upon picks upon picks for Brandon Cooks, for, Dante Fowler. I don't like that. I just really don't. All right. So right now I'm getting the feel from the Jets fans in the chat that I guess the vibe right now of the chat, I'm going through all these comments that we want Chandler Jones. I want Chandler Jones. If the New York Jets can land Chandler Jones, that could be incredible. That could be incredible. I really do like Jones. He's the traditional 3-4 stand-up outside linebacker. He's had tons of success. He's played in the AFC East, obviously under Bill Belichick. He's had success. He's been one of the top 5 pass rushers statistically over the last 3, 4, 5 seasons. So, it's funny too. I want to bring this up. Everybody says, when talking about New England Patriots, oh, Bill Belichick, he only gets rid of bad players and this and that. Chandler Jones That trade was absolutely horrendous for the New England Patriots. I mean, they got a guard back. The guard ended up not even making the team, I don't believe. I think it was Jonathan Cooper. I don't remember exactly who it was, but Chandler Jones goes on to Arizona and has a dominant, nice little stretch with Arizona. I would love to see, Chandler Jones go to the New York Jets, and I do apologize. I'm kind of going through Twitter here. I'm trying to find something, and a lot of the feeling I'm getting is that a lot of the Jets fans right now are pissed that Fowler is going to the LA Rams. 8-0 LA Rams. Those greedy SOBs. Sorry, a little stuffed up. Down here in Florida, 75 degrees right now. It's starting to cool down. It's been one of the coldest days of the year. So checking through Twitter here. Let's check back some of the comments here. Entertainer Talking Sports says, we'll give you Janoris Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins is a guy I like. I like Janoris Jenkins. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I like Jenkins. He can play man. He can play zone. He's physical at the point of attack. I like that. Obviously, he had that one fantastic season with the New York first season with the New York Giants back in 2015. I believe under Ben McAdoo, when they went all in, signing guys like Olivia Vernon, Damon Snacks Harrison. I would take Janoris Jenkins. I really would. I like Janoris a lot. And ironically, interestingly enough, it would be teaming him back up next to Trumaine Johnson, former teammate back in LA. I met Trumaine Johnson was a 3rd-round pick out of Montana. Jordan Jenkins went to UF, 2nd-round choice out of, I believe, a Division II school somewhere out of Alabama. And they dominated. They dominated in LA. Okay. They really, 2 long press corners that can both have experience in man and zone, both had a lot of success. I would love to see Janoris Jenkins in the green and white. Dude, Chris, the Entertainer, go check out his YouTube channel. Big Giant fan. I know I already mentioned it, but that's an incredible point. That's something I didn't even think about. Janoris Jenkins, Mike McCagnon, let's get this thing done. Yeah, a lot of guys are saying big contract for Jenkins and his age. Yeah, I guess that is correct. Fat Matt says Rappaport said Jets were very interested in Fowler. Yeah, I know. Man, that stings. It stings. Maybe we could get him in the offseason. I don't know. Because I just kind of want to say, I want to bring this point to the table as well, is that the LA Rams did something similar with Sammy Watkins. They gave Buffalo a lot of picks. They gave Buffalo EJ Gaines, and they got Sammy Watkins for 1 year, but they were unable to sign this guy long term. So they traded away a lot of assets for a guy for a 1-year rental. So maybe that could be the case. They could, that could be the case again right now for Dante Fowler Jr. So let's see. I think we got a couple trolls in the chat, talking about Sashi Brown, talking about Odell's just got traded. Let's see. Scrolling through Twitter. What are some of you guys' thoughts too on some of today's trades? We've seen some big moves. We've seen some power moves by the Houston Texans. We've seen some moves by the Philadelphia Eagles. Buffalo Bills signing Terrelle Pryor. Oh man. Okay. Here's the tweet from Ian Rappaport. The New York Jets and the Green Bay Packers were among the teams interested in Dante Fowler Jr. They like the talent, some off the field questions. I would have pulled the move. I would have pulled the trigger if I was the Jets. I would have. Oh my God, I felt stings. It stings for sure. Let's see. Shout out to Dylan in the chat. I think he's new to the chat. He said, "Who should the Redskins trade for, in your opinion?" I think that the Washington Redskins should try to acquire DeSean Jackson. I think the Washington Redskins need somebody who can take the top off the defense. I think Paul Richardson is a very, very nice player, but you need somebody on the outside who can consistently be that threat. Maybe even Robbie Anderson from the New York Jets. I wouldn't take less than a 2nd-round pick for Robbie, but it is what it is. Okay, so Guillermo says Giants are asking for a second-round pick for safety Landon Collins. One team has offered a third. This is a move. If I'm the New York Giants, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Landon Collins is one of the cornerstones of this team. He's a face of this defense. He's consistent. He's a very good player. He's a great leader. He's a great team guy. I want Landon Collins on my team. If you're the New York Giants, I know teams get like this where they just get trigger happy and they just say like, all right, we're in full sell mode and they want to deal off all their big contracts. They want to deal off all their good players. But if you're the New York Giants, stop what you're doing. Do not do this move. Keep Landon Collins in the building. He's such a valuable piece. If you're trading anybody, trade Jackrabbit. Trade Olivia Vernon. I would even consider trading Beckham before I trade Landon Collins. I'm not trading Landon. I'm not doing it. It's insane. I'm not trading Landon. Let's see. Just checking out some of the chat here. Brandon Marshall got cut. Okay, Brandon Marshall got cut. We touched on that earlier, in the chat from the Seattle Seahawks. Can he be a guy that returns to the New York Jets? It would be a cool reunion. I would say that. But at the same time, what was the reason why we got rid of Brandon Marshall? Because he divided the locker room, because he split everybody up, because he started to be a voice, started voicing his, just being just that guy in the locker room that nobody wanted to be around. And he got in arguments with Sheldon Richardson. I think that's why the Jets got rid of him. I don't know why we would bring him back in that scenario. So I'm checking out this chat right here. Let's scroll through Twitter. Any more moves? God, man, I keep seeing these tweets saying that the Jets were in on Dante Fowler, but just couldn't pull the trigger. Gosh, man, could have used it. But okay, so maybe with 14 minutes left before the trade deadline is up, maybe we could strike a deal with the Denver Broncos for Shane Ray. Shane Ray fits the New York Jets system. He's 25 years old. He's 6'5", 250 pounds. I like that. He's had some success, especially back in 2016 with 8 sacks. I like that production. Last season, this season so far, the production hasn't been there, but I think maybe in a new change of scenery with a younger defense, not a veteran defense like Denver, under a new coaching staff, under a new defensive system, maybe it could work. And I don't think the asking price would be as high as Dante Fowler. Jets Kingdom says, Clinton Dix was traded to Washington Redskins. I don't know if that's confirmed. Let's check it out. Let's scroll through Twitter for the millionth time. Let's see what's happening. Well, something went down. That's true. The Green Bay Packers have just traded safety Clinton Dix to the Washington Redskins. From a Washington Redskins standpoint, from their viewpoint, fantastic move. DJ Swearinger is a stud. Josh Norman, one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player outside of the quarterback position in the NFL. Love Josh Norman. I love this secondary. The Washington Redskins made a power move today. They made a boss move by trading for Clinton Dix, a free safety / strong safety. Can do both. But he's more of a free safety. He's going to come into the Washington Redskins defense that's been pretty formidable, to say the least, this year. This is a guy who has ball hawking abilities. Okay, this guy, after the Philadelphia Eagles, the division rival, Philadelphia Eagles go out, they make a huge move by acquiring Golden Tate. The Washington Redskins fire back, and they pretty much just say, checkmate, we're going to go out and get Clinton Dix, former first-round pick out of Bama. Love this move from Washington. But now the question arises, what did Green Bay get in return for him? And quick shout out to Crazy Dog 99. He's been sending me these tweets, sending me these reports, of all these trades so far. So go check out his YouTube channel when you get a chance. He's a big Browns fan. So let's see. I wonder what the Green Bay Packers got in return for Entertainer Talking Sports says JC Loki likes the Redskins a lot. I do like the Redskins. They have some of my favorite players in Swearinger, Norman, Alex Smith. I feel like they're an underrated group. I like teams that aren't hyped up by the media. So I typically root against the big market teams outside of the New York Jets, like the Giants, like the Steelers, Patriots, Eagles, teams of that nature, Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. Don't really like them. Just it's always been my preference. I've just never liked buying into the teams that have like a ton of fans and stuff like that outside of the New York Jets. So, I do like Washington. They don't have any bad players, too. They don't have any bad players. So they don't really have any weaknesses. Shout out to Shane Reimer, if I pronounced that correctly. I apologize if I didn't. He donates $2 to the chat. He says, just seen from Ian Rappaport. He says that DRC, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, the cornerback for Oakland, has just retired. I saw that a little bit ago. Crazy news coming out of Oakland. DRC is a guy who, he's a guy who has had a really solid career, really low-key, under-the-radar career, but anywhere he's been, whether it's been with the Giants, whether it was with the Cardinals, he's always performed. Okay, he's always performed. He's always been a very solid quarterback, and he's been undersized too. So, Shane, thank you for that update. Thank you for that $2. Dude, it means the world. Thanks so much for tuning in. Real Texans fan 445 is in the chat right now. He says, what's up, Jet Central? Dude, how do you like that move by acquiring Demaryius Thomas? I like it. New York Jets need offensive line help. We need help on the outside. Dude, that's for sure. Going through Twitter again. Man, I can't believe Washington got HaHa Clint Dix. That's a great pickup for them. $10 minutes left. 10 minutes left before this deadline. 9 minutes left, actually. Matthew Farah is in the chat. He says, hey, JC, remember me? We talked on DMs about my father working for the Jets. Dude, of course I remember you, man. Like those the stories that you were telling me, all that stuff, it's awesome, man. And like I'm from Florida and stuff, so I don't really have that many tangible memories with the New York Jets other than buying some of their merch and like having stuff like this. And then obviously watching their games. But absolutely incredible stories. It's your dad lives the dream, man. Steve Ranger's in the chat. Hey, what's up, JC? What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Kyle Lauletta arrested for evading police. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not really I don't really care too much about that, to be honest with you, because when you looked into it, all it was is he was going to the practice stadium. He made a right turn, and the cop told him to keep going right, and he went straight instead. And he almost hit. The cop was in the middle of the road or something, and they followed him and they arrested him. It could have been a lot worse. We've seen a lot more worse stories. We've just seen some pretty shady stuff in the National Football League, and this just does not even come close to some of the stuff. So I wouldn't really look too much into this. Guillermo says, breaking, Bowles calls cover 0 on 3rd and 19. I think it was cover 0 when Trubisky hit that Tariq Cohen pass when it went for 70 yards. Let's see. Come on, New York. Please make a move. Go out and get Chandler Jones. Go out and acquire Shane Ray. Get somebody. We need somebody to help this team. Man, I really don't like seeing, the Jets were involved with trade talks. I really don't like seeing that. But shout out to the Rams for being aggressive. This is definitely the year that they want to make a push. They needed outside linebacker help. Ogletree is an inside linebacker, but they parted ways with him to the New York Giants in the offseason. They traded him away. So I like the move from LA's standpoint, but you're going all in. You're going all in. And they have to get the job done this year. Avenger Pat in the chat, he says, yo, JC, I think we should trade for Sterling Shepard. What do you think? He's a guy who I feel like it's a great point, and that's an incredible point, dude. that is a guy who I feel like would have a great chemistry or a great connection with Sam Darnold, right? Sam Darnold's still obviously young in his NFL career, along with Sterling. And I feel like with Sterling in the slot, that could just be absolutely incredible. But the thing is like you have the crosstown rivalry, and Sterling is a guy who's still on his rookie deal. So I know the Giants want to get rid of their bigger contracts, right? They got rid of Snacks. They got rid of Eli Apple, former first-round pick. They want to get rid of Jenkins. They want to get rid of Vernon. I don't think they'll part ways with Shepard, but I like Shepard from an X's and O's standpoint. And, I'm a West Coast offense kind of guy. I think you can use him in a lot of scenarios with crossing routes, with shallow cross routes, getting him the football early within the play, 3-step drops, ball is out. So I like him. I don't think it's really realistic that the Jets could get him, though. So just tough. Junior asked a question. He says, what did the Packers get in return? I'm not too sure right now. I'm looking right now. I'm trying to figure out something. But, they just traded away Ty Montgomery, so they're pretty active right now for a team that hasn't been that they're historically they're not too active on sex or on trade deadline day. So let's see, just kind of scrolling through here. Kevin White. I keep seeing Kevin White pop up in this chat right now. Did something happen with him? Did he just get traded? Let's see. Oh, the chat just completely disappeared. I don't know what happened there. What happened with Kevin White? Or are you guys just like trolling me really heavy right now and I'm just falling for it? Chandler Jones. Yeah, we got to get Chandler Jones in the building. I would love Chandler Jones. He's a veteran guy. He's a pass rusher. He fits the system. Has experience playing in the AFC East. Warlord says, what do you think of Darius Slay to the New York Jets? I know I touched on a little bit before. I would love Darius Slay. I don't necessarily know if he's up to the task of following the number one wide receiver around and playing that man-on-man coverage. I think his strengths lie more in zone coverage, especially, in the cover 3 kind of defense that Seattle plays. I think that's where he's best utilized. But if we could get a corner of Darius Slay's caliber, I'd be all for it. Let's see. Steve Ranger says Spencer Long and the Bengals for 2 first-round picks. Dude, that'd be crazy. I would love that. You got to do that in a heartbeat. So yeah, quick shout out. We got 391 people in the chat right now for the trade deadline live coverage. We had some crazy trades go down. We had Dante Fowler get traded to the Rams. We had Clinton Dix get traded to the Washington Redskins. We had, before the stream started, we had who got Golden Tate to the Eagles, Demaryius Thomas to the Texans. We had Terrelle Pryor signed with the Buffalo Bills. Brandon Marshall get cut from the Seattle Seahawks. Ty Montgomery is another guy who got traded to the Baltimore Ravens. So we got 3 minutes left. It's 3:57 p.m. on the East Coast. It's looking like the Jets aren't going to make a move. Very frustrating stuff. Dennis says Vic Beasley to the New York Jets. Thoughts, JC? It won't happen because Vic Beasley, I know they like him over there in Atlanta, and he doesn't really fit the offensive system. That's why I believe we passed on him in that draft, where I felt as though Vic Beasley's more of a 4-3 speed rusher to the outside with a decent spin move. We need for what Todd Bowles wants to do, and this is what kind of frightens me too. For if we're making moves surrounding Todd Bowles' defensive system, we must be committed to him for next season because Vic Beasley, he doesn't fit the system right. If we go out and we make a trade for Chandler Jones, he's a 3-4 outside linebacker. He's a stand-up rush the passer guy. People kind of overlook that edge position. They just want to just clump everybody together and just say, oh, if you're good at rushing the passer, you're good at rushing the passer. It all depends on the system. You can suck in a 3-4 as an outside linebacker, get traded to a 4-3 system and be an absolute stud, and vice versa. You can be horrendous 4-3 edge rusher. But then once they put you in a stand-up position, bounce you around a little bit, have you rush from the inside, then you could turn into an absolute steal. So, not everybody's Von Miller. Von Miller has played inside linebacker, outside linebacker, edge rusher, hand in the dirt, stand-up. He's done it all. Not everybody's Von. I'm trying to think of a few guys that have done that throughout their career that have been just horrible in one spot, and then they make the transition. I mean, like Shaq Lawson. I mean, he's a guy who was a first-round pick who had a lot of high expectations coming out of Clemson, but it just wasn't able to put it together because of the system fit, So Vic Beasley fits a 3-4 outside linebacker better. He was significantly undersized coming out of college. Needs to play in space. I agree with you on that. His size, his frame fits the 3-4 a lot better. Okay, he does fit the 3-4 better, but as of right now, what he showed at Clemson, what he showed at Atlanta is that he's more of a 4-3 speed rusher, tries to bend that edge, tries to get that edge right there. So Joey Burns says, is Myers the best kicker in the league right now? Statistically speaking, he's up there. Do I trust him completely? No, I don't. All right. Everybody in the chat. It's 4:00. Everybody's saying RIP deadline. Let's check Twitter. Let's hope for something. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope. All right, reports coming out of the Giants camp. The Giants are staying put with Olivier Vernon, Landon Collins, Janoris Jenkins. They're staying put. Okay, they're staying put. God. Sorry, guys. It's not looking good. Not looking good for the Jets making a move. I really thought that Shane Ray could have been dealt. Kid Blue brings up a good point. Just remember, some news comes after the deadline as well. It's a very good point because technically, if you're in talks with a deal, you have a set amount of time. It's kind of like you're grandfathered in. So, like, if you're in talks with, for example, if the Jets are in talks with Denver for Shane Ray, you have that little bit of leash to continue the deal, because you have to get some things clarified. You have to, the Jets have to be, okay it. The Denver Broncos have to okay it. Then they have to let the league office know that the trade is official, that both teams are 100% good to go. Sometimes they can't get the call in, and it is what it is. So hopefully they could do something here. Doug Lass says, surprised that the Patriots did nothing. I'm actually surprised at that too. The Pats, there was a lot of talks, there's a lot of rumors that the Patriots want to address the wide receiver position. And I think they could have. I mean, you look at a guy like Golden Tate who's on the market. I would have given up a 3rd-round pick for him. I would have given up, a 4th-round pick for Demaryius Thomas. That's another guy who I felt like would be a great fit for New England. Kenneth Cologne says, what's up, Jet Central? Love the channel. I'm a Texans fan. Dude, thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate that. And dude, how do you, your Texans are on a roll. They're a 5-game winning streak. Start off slow on 3. Now they're up to 5-3, leading the AFC South. How do you like that move? How do you like going to get Thomas? So let's see. You want to know what would be really cool is if I went live maybe for free agency. Rover Sports brought it up just now. Go check out his channel. My dude Spencer, one of the best YouTubers, one of the best sports YouTubers, one of the best football minds. I know a lot of people might not agree with everything he says, but he goes out on a limb. He says what he says, and he means what he says. Great friend of mine. He says, who else wants to see a whole day of NFL free agency from JC? I'd be up for it. If you guys are up for it, I'm down for it. I'll start at like 9-8, or I'll start as soon as the free agency kicks off, and I'll go for like whatever the whole day. That'd be insane. Chicago says, what's up, Jets Central? I'm a Bears fan. Hey, what's going on, man? Khalil Mack looking like a stud. Chicago Bears. Good game this last Sunday. Jets looked horrible. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but S. Carabray says, I want a car video from Jets Central. This couch is boring. Dude, I'm actually not even on a couch. I'm on this steel chair. I love the car videos. I miss the car videos. It was kind of like an ongoing joke. It turned into a joke. For those guys who don't know, I started my YouTube channel in my car, driving around. I just set the phone down because I'd have long car rides to school. I would put the phone in the little, holder thing there, and I would just drive, and I would talk about, I'd recap games, I'd preview games, I'd talk about like my theories, my opinions on certain situations. And that's where the channel started. And it started because like I didn't want to be that guy, in my place or whatever, that's just talking really loud, talking to a camera, because it's hard to convince people. When you believe in something, when you want to go after something that you're passionate about, and you don't have any you don't have anything to kind of back that up. And it's just like you with your thoughts. So that's kind of where my mindset was. I was, I'd have these long, boring car rides, and I didn't necessarily want anybody to kind of know about the channel until, till I see, or till how whether I got positive or negative feedback. So, that's kind of where the channel started. Then it kind of became like a little joke, like, why are you doing videos in your car? And it was cool. So, now my AC doesn't work, and it is what it is. So I'm stuck in here. So, but yeah, I hope the visuals are okay for you guys. So let's see. ARJ880 says, think we're going to regret letting Pryor go to the Bills. I do think we're going to, I think we're going to regret that move. Darrell Revis is in the chat. What? Darrell Revis is in the chat. Now he says those car videos were the best. Dude, I appreciate it. And to be quite honest with you guys, I feel more focused when I was in the car making videos. I feel like when I'm in my room, when I'm in this setting, I have a hard time staying on track. When I was in the car, when I was parked, whatever, I would be able to stay on track more often. So I don't know. I do have ADD. If you guys haven't really picked up on that, I tend to bounce around from topic to topic pretty quickly. I get distracted kind of easily. But for whatever reason, when I was in the car, when I had no distractions around me, like that was one of the fears or doubts of starting the channel. Like within like a room like this is like, if the dog starts barking, if somebody knocks at the door, if I get a phone call, whatever the case may be, the video's ruined, and when I was in the car, I just felt like I had such a lot more control over my environment. But yeah, now my air conditioning is broken. So let's see. And plus, doing videos in here, I could use this mic, which I got this like Yeti microphone, and I hope the audio is, obviously the, I hope the audio is a lot better than what it once was. So let's see. Got to stick around for maybe 5 more minutes here. God, really disappointed that the Jets did not do anything here. Damn it. How old am I? I'm 23. Hey, JC, when would you want the Jets to fire the coaches? What do you want to see Tom? Do you want to see Tom, this coaching staff? I'm not really too sure what you're asking, Mike, but I'm assuming you're asking if I want to see the Jets coaches fired. I'm getting sick and tired of talk like just the same mistakes over and over. I think we need an offensive mind in the building for Sam Darnold's development. I don't want to say I want to see him gone right now, but I'm getting sick. I'm at my wit's end with it, so I don't know. Let's see. Ryan Gillespie's in the chat. He says, huge fan of the channel. Any thoughts on doing a live stream during games? Dude, I'm actually thinking about doing maybe one this year. I'm actually going to be attending next week's game against the Miami Dolphins. So that should be pretty fun. And if anybody's there and wants to come say what's good, I'll be more than happy to say what's up or go meet anybody. But I want to live stream during one game. The thing is like, when I do my recap videos, when I do my videos in general, I try to take the avenue of being as unbiased as possible, not giving any not giving any rewards or cheap little things to the New York Jets. I don't try to take jabs at other teams. I don't try to take shots at any teams. I try to be as unbiased as possible. And when I watch games, I'm in clear fan mode, so I'm jumping around, I'm swearing a little bit and stuff like that. And I try to keep it clean for the channel because I know I might have some younger viewers and whatnot. So if I do live stream a channel or a game, which I think I might, with probably like my little brother or something like that, we just, have dialogue, read, what your guys are saying, watch the game. We couldn't show the game, but we could have the audio on and we could just have like a big watch party. That sounds amazing. So I'll look into it. But the thing is too, of why I haven't done it yet, because I live in Florida, I don't get the Jets games on TV. So I have to wait for a Jets game to come on TV to then live stream it. I don't know if we would be able to live stream from like a Jets bar or like a restaurant, which is somewhere where like I normally, watch games at. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Just check in some of the last comments. One last scroll through Twitter. And we have two stories developing. Number one, the division rival Buffalo Bills are starting Nathan Peterman back at quarterback. Okay. With Josh Allen hurt, they're going back to Nate Pete. And then another trade right now, or not another trade, another update on a trade. The Green Bay Packers are receiving a 4th-round pick. They're receiving a 4th-round pick for Clinton Dix. Okay, so I don't like that value from Green Bay's standpoint. I think you could have got a 3rd, and I think if you pressed them, you could have got a 2nd. But Washington made out great. The ultimate checkmate to Philly's power move today. So that's it. I'll cut the chat down, or I'll end the chat now. Very uneventful, really eventful for teams around the league, but for the Jets standpoint, very uneventful, lackluster day to say the least. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I hope to go live more often. Would you guys want to see me go live like once a week just to answer some questions and to interact with you guys? Because that's something I really have been looking into. It's just I work at night, so I have to pick a day where everybody's available. As far as you guys go, I don't want to pick a day where you guys maybe cannot make it. So I don't know. We'll pick a day. And we'll go from there. So damn, all these people saying yes right now, dude. Like, oh my god, that's mind blowing right now. That's crazy. Damn, you guys mean the world to me. It's nuts, and I know it sounds whatever cheesy as hell, but I don't know. It's insane. I'm at a loss for words. So once a week, we'll set a date that I could go live, answer some questions, interact with you guys, maybe talk about whatever the headlines in the NFL and some Jets news and stuff like that. And definitely the off-season live streams are the best because then I could just project free agency moves, draft moves, all that stuff. So I'm heading out. I got working, whatever, a half hour. Not looking forward to it. Going to go in pretty bummed out now that Dante Fowler's an LA Ram. But it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. 278 people in the chat right now that stuck around. You guys mean the world. And sorry about not making any moves today, by the way. It sucks. Sucks that the Jets didn't get a pass rusher, a wide receiver, O-lineman. But I'll end it there. So thanks to everybody that showed up, that actually donated money. Like, that, absolutely mind blowing. It's crazy to me. And yeah, shout out and expect some more live streams because they're for sure coming. So thanks so much. Apologize for the lackluster day by the New York Jets. And as always, go Jets.